Bloomingdale Moor, 23-30 hours. The four killers had eventually made their way after a 3-mile hike to a partially collapsed stone building on the moor used by sheep farmers and then hikers until it fell into disrepair. It would be the SOE launchpad for their operation against the Brits. Braden and Thomas were asleep. Thomas was snoring loudly. Susan kicked his leg. "Oi, shut the fuck up, Jock. The Brits will be able to hear you. The noise you're making. Hey, fuck off. I wasn't snoring." "What time is it?" Jock asked, rubbing his eyes and yawning. Patrick gently slapped the Scotsman's cheeks. "Wakey, sleeping ugly. You're up, let's get to it. Time for you to earn your porridge, Jock." "Alright, I'm awake, for fuck's sake. Just give me a sec to get organized." "Okay, listen up everyone," Jock said as he rummaged inside a rucksack and began taking out uniforms, the same worn by the Brits. "Here are your uniforms. Now I was in the Brit Army for a wee while, and I know what we should look like. See these berets, get them wet and shape them to the shape of your head. We need to look the real deal, not like some fucking actor on a cheap BBC drama. Just give me my bullets to kill those Brit bastards. You will need a big fucking beret for that head. Plus you can talk, and you're wearing white fucking training shoes. Very authentic boyo," Susan said, sneering at the expert. Jock pulled out of his rucksack a pair of black army boots. "I've got fucking boots. I just didn't want to hike up here in them with my feet. The Brits fucked my feet wearing the bastards." "Just listen to him for a while, please, Susan. It's important. He was in the Brit Army. He knows how they operate and what they look and smell like," said Patrick. "Just give me my fucking bullets," Susan demanded. "I'm sick of waiting around." She lit up her last cigarette. "He has got their smell right. I will give him that much," she said, pinching her nose. Jock chucked the beret in combat at Susan. "Put him on." "I won't look, and they're called rounds," he sneered back at her. "Not fucking bullets." "Fuck you, perv," she replied as she began to take off her fleece and sweatshirt. Jock looked away, but Patrick was momentarily mesmerized by her lacy white bra and ample bosom, so he reluctantly went outside to check the area. Annoyed with himself that he didn't put someone on sentry, the reality of what he was going to do began to sink in. About to light up a cigarette, he decided against it. His mind clicked onto a military footing. Time to get a grip of these assholes and take the fight to the enemy. Looking around the area with his night vision goggles, he only saw several sheep and 2 wild ponies. As he went back inside, Jock threw him his beret. "My advice is to wet it and shape it," Jock suggested. "But it's up to you. You're in charge." "Yes, I am, Jock, and it is an honor to be in charge of such a fine bunch of soldiers that this night will go down in Irish Republican history. We will strike fear into our enemies' hearts," the American proclaimed. Looking the part in her Brit uniform, Susan mockingly saluted Patrick. "Let's hope so, Rambo," she laughed. Jock stood up and coughed, clearing his throat. "Okay, here is your ammunition. You have each got a Glock 17 and 1 magazine. I am going to give you a further 5 magazines, each containing 17 rounds. That's bullets to you, Susan, if you haven't fired or lost any rounds. That means you each have 102 rounds, which I believe is ample for our mission. In addition, you will each have a radio." "Aha, where the fuck do you think you are? Sandhurst Brit Military Academy," laughed Susan, mocking the Scotsman. Patrick shook his head, smirked, took his magazines, and checked the one already in his Glock. "You're quiet, Braden. Everything okay, buddy?" asked Patrick. "I'm grand. Yeah, I don't talk for the sake of talking." "Right. Good man. We have all been through the training back home and know what to do. You all know your targets and which blocks are which. Okay, sound off when I say your number. Number 2. H block accommodation," Jock said, confidentially pointing to the building on the map. "Number 4, Patrick said, smiling warmly at Susan. "A block. Fucking Brit bitch women's accommodation," she said, jabbing her index finger at the map angrily. Braden lay on his back, eyes shut, hands behind his head, and calmly said, "Number 3 feet softly. M block, near east side perimeter fence." "Good," Patrick said. "My target is S block on the northwest side of the perimeter." He also pointed at the map. By this time, even Braden was paying full attention. "I know you think you guys have a lot of rounds," he said, looking at Jock, "but they can soon disappear real damn quickly if you get in a firefight. Now, these Brits should be sleeping like a baby. It will be like shooting fish in a barrel, except even easier because these fish won't be swimming around. Like you were trained. It's a double tap to the head. Don't get carried away. You will need all your ammo if you need to fight your way out. Kill as many of these motherfuckers as you can in 20 minutes, and keep a close eye on your watch. When the time is up, you extract yourself ASAP and head for the RV. It's now 0:40 hours, and we move out at 1:30 hours. Now is your time to speak up if you have any questions or problems. Are we good?" Patrick asked. Now back in the 101 Airborne, he was ready to kill. Braden nodded first, followed by Thomas. "Oh, I'm good," said Susan, wiping her Glock with an oily rag. "I got my fucking bullets," she said again, looking at Jock. Patrick pointed once again at the map. "The RV is here. If for any reason the driver does not arrive to extract us, that means we are all on our own until we reach the emergency RV here," he said, jabbing at the map. "Understood. They all nodded quietly in unison, as if suddenly realizing the seriousness of the situation they were about to embark on. "You're on sentry," Patrick said, pointing at Braden. "The rest of you get some rest and keep the noise to a minimum. I know you're all good Catholics like me, so maybe it's time to have a word with the big man up there." Then, looking upwards, Patrick blessed himself. Susan did not know if he was taking the piss, but she oddly fancied him. Please like, subscribe, and share. Read A.A. McNally's book, Sons of Iron, Operation Celtic Jihad.